Hey, what is up team? Brandon here from Go Headquarters, and now for the full breakdown of today's workout. Let's get you guys moving with 2 rounds of 5 reps of a little flow with lizard and down dog, followed by 15 per leg scissor kicks. So here's what I'm looking for from lizards. So we're gonna come down into a push-up position, guys. Shoulders are above wrists here. I'm in a nice normal push-up plank. I'm going to step my left leg up and outside my left hand. I'm just gonna sink my hips down into lizard for a moment, and my shin is vertical. Then we're gonna step back and go the other way. Same thing, just holding for a second or two. Then I'm gonna go back to my push-up position and shift into down dog for just a moment or two. So hips up, heels down, and then just repeat, guys. So stepping up and out, and then shifting to down dog, okay? So I just demoed 2 rounds. I want you guys to do 5 rounds of that, or 5 reps, however you wanna count that. And we're gonna pair that with your scissor kicks. So lying on your back, hands can go under your butt, lock the knees, point the toes, one leg starts up, one leg starts down, and then we are just gonna shift and kick from the hip. So hopefully my knees are staying straight. Hopefully they aren't doing too much of this business. We wanna stay locked in at that knee joint. So that's gonna be 15 per leg. So 2 rounds, 5 of the lizard step plus down dog, and 15 per leg scissor kicks. We actually stay on the ground for the next little bracket, a little more floor work. So for this, the program calls for a slingshot band, or also known as a hip circle. These come in many forms, so ideally we're gonna put this band on just above our knees, really low on the thighs. If you don't have a band, no big deal. Just do the glute bridges that I'm about to teach without the abduction part. So the program's calling for 2 rounds. We're gonna do 8 glute bridges, but each bridge has 5 pulses in an abduction manner, and we're gonna pair that with 10 push-ups. So for the glute bridge with pulses, what I'm gonna do is laying on my back, my heels are pretty close to my butt. You know, I've got approaching a 90-degree knee. What we're gonna do is bridge up. So as high as I can get my hips, tight butt squeeze already, but now at the top, while I'm holding it, I'm gonna pulse in an abduction manner 5 times, just trying to maintain height. So once I've done 5 of those, I'm gonna set down and then repeat. So back up, plus my 5 pulses. So I'm spreading as wide as I can with that band before coming back down. Okay, so that's gonna be my 8 bridges plus 5 pulses per bridge. And I would actually leave the band on, guys, to go to push-ups. There's no sense to take it off. You can just kind of roll over. So for push-ups, these are just plain Jane ordinary push-ups. We're gonna do 10 reps. So I'll demo 1 or 2 here from my toes. So hands are outside the chest, elbows are tucked in. We don't want our elbows to create like this T shape. We'd rather have them down in here, right? So I don't want to see this, I want to see this, right? And that can also be done from the knees to lighten that up a bit. But make sure your chest gets to the floor before pushing back up, okay? So 2 rounds, 8 bridges, plus 5 pulses, and 10 push-ups. Okay, so next up for strength, we're gonna be doing 4 rounds of 10 per leg rear foot elevated split squats, and we're gonna pair that with 10 knees to elbows. So for the split squat, this is basically a lunge, guys, with your back foot elevated. I'm gonna be demoing this on our little roller here that we have in the gym, but you can put your foot up onto the couch, onto a chair, a stool, a couple cushions. If you have a weightlifting bench, that's perfect, a low box, whatever you've got, guys. So I'm going to put my right foot up on the roller. It's kind of my laces that are there. It's not just the toe. So if you have a flat surface you're dealing with, don't just put your toe down, actually lay the laces down. Now, I'm a pretty good distance away from that back object, but when I come down, guys, I want to be able to maintain a flat foot here, and my shin is basically vertical or just slightly forward inclinated. It's not really diving forward where my heel is going to lift, okay? So that being said, I want to keep my weight on this forward leg, my chest up nice and tall. I've got great posture. I'm going to go as low as I can. So in this case, my knee can tap the ground, but I'm working my left leg for 10 reps. And yes, we're gonna try to carry, you know, dumbbells or kettlebells or whatever weight we've got. And then we switch legs for the other 10. And then that ends the set of split squats. Okay, really tough move, great for the lower body. We're gonna pair that with knees to elbows. So Same idea, depending on what implementations you have. Here we're going to be doing this hanging from a pull-up bar. Some people will choose to do this from those hanging straps, but we basically want to get our knees to touch our elbows. If you're doing this from a pull-up bar, you are allowed to kip to get the height that you need to make that contact. If you're using the straps to hang from, I would recommend not kipping and doing a strict form of that because the range of motion is less. And if you don't have a pull-up bar, you've got nothing to hang from, what I would maybe recommend is just doing like some knee tucks from a seated position. So hands can be by your side, by your butt. We're gonna lay out and just kind of pull the knees towards the chest and lay back out in between reps. Okay, so a little bit of balance required there. The more you put your hands back behind you, the easier it makes that move. So do your best to keep those hands by your butt, not too far behind. So for strength, 4 rounds, 10 per leg, rear foot elevated split squats, and 10 knees to elbows. And you can climb in weight as you go through that on the split squats as needed. Then take a breather, stretch your legs, and then we get into our Metcon, which includes some wall balls and pull-ups. So on the agenda, 5 rounds for time. It's gonna be a 200-meter run, 20 wall balls, and 10 pull-ups. If you're working out at home and you don't have a wall ball, you guys are gonna be doing thrusters instead of wall balls. So the 200-meter run, I will spare you the lecture there. I'm assuming I don't need to coach you guys on that. If you don't have running distance or you're on restriction, go to a 1-minute interval of just about anything else that's cardiovascular, right? Biking, jump rope, rowing, whatever you've got, burpees. Okay, so for the wall ball, I'm gonna be using my target here. So fellows are typically at a 10-foot target. Ladies are typically at a 9-foot target. So I've got my ball held up nice and high by my face. I've got my squat stance. So my heels are about shoulder width. I'm gonna sit back and down with my knees out and chest up. Notice how high I'm carrying this ball here. My eyes are on the target. When I come up, I'm gonna do a nice accurate throw. When it bounces off the target, hopefully it comes right back to my hands from that throwing position. And that triggers a domino effect for me to cycle right back through my below parallel squat. Okay, so I'm gonna flow through 20 of those nice and steady. Then I'm gonna jump on my pull-up bar and I'm gonna crank out 10 pull-ups. So for those of you that have kipping skills in the Metcon, these are allowed to be kipping or butterfly, whatever you've got. But I'm gonna stick to strict for my demo. So my hands are overhand grip outside of shoulder width. I start at a fully extended arm at the bottom and I pull until my chin is well above the bar at the top and then all the way back down, okay? So 5 rounds, 4 time, 200-meter run, 20 wall balls or thrusters, and 10 pull-ups. Okay, so that should be a nice tough Metcon. Hopefully you're keeping that to 3-minute rounds tops would be my goal time domain for most of you. If you can stay ahead of that, great, but I'd love to maybe try to contain it to about 3-minute rounds there. So 15 minutes or under is gonna be your goal time. Hit it hard, guys. Stay safe out there, stay fit, keep punching. We'll see you next time.